Hi folks, well the footy season got off to the best start in years.
Mick Malthouse is with us.
I hope you're watching Mickey Malthouse because we don't get paid as well as you.
Thank you and welcome back to the Footy Club.
They're just football frauds.
Footy on 7, it's been an institution.
It was absolutely compelling viewing. I mean, anyone interested in footy grew up watching Channel 7's Footy Show on a Sunday.
It upset Mel Brown, and Mel Brown's a clown to be upset. He's the coach. I agree on this point too.
And I remember as a kid, one particular Sunday, somebody referred to them as Dad's Army.
I'll tell you one thing, you're talking about Dad's Army, but you might get the occasion yourself to be a panellist when you're a bit grey in the hair, and then you'll know what it's like to be shot at by mugs.
Poor old Frank Sparrow blew a fuse.
Back, because I didn't cop that very sweet.
I'm getting in early, you know, we play tomorrow, so this is probably the last time I attend on the panel, so
And I'll never forget, on the opener to one of those shows, because somebody had made this comment, they went out to the front of Channel 7 here and they dressed up in army fatigues and they were marching around like they were in the army. And I think there was bombs going off and there was explosions. And I remember as a kid thinking, this is brilliant.
I want to defend my panel. I don't care whether they're Dad's Army or not. They know something about football, and that's something that I reckon makes this show what it is.
Well, they used to get pretty hairy, I can tell you that.
What he did. But I'm not on trial.
Well, who's the other two judges? That was,
And while we're talking about babies, congratulations on son Mark last week.
Thanks very much, yes, we're very happy about that.
Why the name Mark?
You can't call him hand pass or kick. Boom.
Yeah, excellent.
It was a very big coup in 1986 when Dennis Cometti came across from the ABC to Channel 7. I was a kid watching, I was in high school, but I remember it was a big deal.
It's an interesting story here with Michael Cox.
Yes. Well, actually, what happened at the Wacker today, he got hit on the knees, so WA may have to play without Cox next Sunday.
Oh, that's not a positive.
I used to do segments with Sir Charles Court.
Jump in. I know, and I was going to see you at a one with Claremont. Yes.
We had a Rolls Royce here. And, of course, I commandeered that. And I'd sit in the back with Sir Charles.
I'm putting a bit of a plug for my Claremont boys down there. You know, they need something to give them that bit of verve. I'm determined they're going to win the premiership this year, and I think you could fix it for them.
He would have been a great actor. Oh, well, he was. What am I saying? He's a politician.
Brooksy's Footy Show. It's that time of the night where we're not trying to embarrass them, but we're walking in on someone. Oh, this is a shocking hand. Hang on a second, look what I found here. Hey, Johnny. He's from Metalcode, I'm surprised.
Yeah, Mark
I'm sorry about that.
Live from the studios of Channel 7 Perth, throughout Western Australia, Basil's Footy Show!
I remember thinking, hosting Basil's Footy Show, you know, this is great because I grew up watching those guys. In many ways, they were an inspiration and just part of our folklore and part of our history. To be there doing something like they had done, but many years later, was really quite special and something I got a real kick out of. We'll see you next week, Basil's Footy Show.
Yvette, what about Woosha's pyjamas?
He took it well, didn't he?
He did.
Sorry, Woosha.
Such a long and rich tradition of footy here on 7.
Simon, that's right. And just last weekend, of course, a big game dedicated to one of our favourites, Chris Mainwaring. For the people of Perth, he was more than a footballer, wasn't he? He was also our friend.
The news bulletin that was the most difficult for me to read was the night that Chris Mainwaring had died.
Maney had died. I couldn't believe it.
You just expect him to come bouncing through the door with some gag that he wanted to crack or some story that he had to tell. He was just a wonderful fella.
He was somebody who Perth loved. He was so well loved.
A lot of people would have been feeling the same pain that we were feeling here at Channel 7.
Matey was our friend, our workmate, and such a nice guy. Oh, I'll miss you, Chris. That's where we leave you.